Hi guys, this is Ratchet Throw, and we are playing Criminal Case, Elite Mode, Case 14, Bite the Dust. Let's unlock Chapter 2, and Carter is here to tell us about what he knows about Ash Bisson. Well, Lisbeth Katarina, I overheard Mom talking about Ash Bisson, how he was dead, and it kinda got me bummed out. Bummed out? Why? You can't have known Ash. Of course I did. Ash is the main character in Double Vipers, the arcade game. Whoa. What? Ash is in a video game? Yeah, you get to play as Ash and his gang members, fighting your way across the city. I play it all the time at the arcade. Yeah, about that. We need to talk about the kind of games you're playing, Carter. Ash in a video game? Everything really has turned upside down. Katarina, let's get down to the arcade and check this out. Well, we can really see how the industrial center has changed. Well, for the better in some ways. Let's go investigate the arcade. The old days in 80s and 90s when there were these arcade, how should I call them, shops or whatever. There were arcades at that time. We didn't have PlayStations, Wii's, computers. We were all the gamers came here to play games. Everything is just so retro now here. Too bad I didn't live at that time to play games on the arcade. The first thing would have been probably Mortal Kombat. Carter was right, Katarina. There's a Double Vipers machine. The logo has been adapted from the Vipers' symbol and colors. I don't get it. Why would Ash have anything to do with a video game? You're right. Maybe that Bandana could tell us more. It looks like merchandise for the game. The label on the back is barely legible though. And that toy's been broken for some reason. Let's put it back together to figure out what it is. Katarina, this is getting more confusing by the minute. But hey, maybe we'll find something cool for Carter in that prize bin. Okay. Alright, let's restore this thing. The Facebook said that it's offline, but the internet is supposed to work. Oh. A Funko toy of a Viper. That's one of those funky figurines, Katarina. They're super popular right now. And judging from the shirt, this was a character from the game, Double Vipers. I think I'm more like Marvel Funko toys. That big bubbly face is familiar. Where have I seen it before? It's Big Baby. Wait, that's no character. That's a figurine of Big Baby. You remember him, Katarina? He was in the Vipers with our victim. Ash can't tell us anything about this game, but maybe Big Baby can. Let's go get reacquainted, Katarina. Yeah. What's your real name anyway? Surely it isn't Big Baby. But anyway, let's look through the toys. Oh, a ticket, and it's got blood. Is that blood on that strip of tickets you found among those prizes, Katarina? We shouldn't take any chances. Let's send them to the lab. Okay. "24 hours. Now let's look at this label. on the bandana. And you could hear something, that's the wind. It's very windy today on Easter. This bandana belongs to a certain Caitlyn F. Katarina. I guess we better speak with this Caitlyn. She must be around here somewhere. Okay. Alright, let's go to Big Baby first. Well, well, well. Lady Inspector Katarina. I knew I could smell bacon. You know how much I hate cops. Still hate us, right? We're not too fond of street gang hoodlums either, Big Baby. Street gangs? That's old news, man. Ash and I hung up our bandanas years ago. We're video game stars now. See, I'm kinda good with computers, so I programmed a game about the gangs. And it's a mega hit, so Ash and I split the profits. Oh, so that explains the video game, but not Ash's murder. What? Ash is dead? There's gotta be a mistake. There ain't nobody who dare cross Ash. Well, believe us, he's dead. Oh, he's dead, alright. And you're telling us you have nothing to do with it? Wouldn't you become the Vipers' leader with Ash out of the picture? I told you, man, those days are over. I was Ash's boss now. Well, you're not off the hook, Big Baby. We may need to talk to you again. Okay. Alright, let's go to Caitlyn now. Excuse us, Miss Flynn. We found your bandana and wanted to ask you about the bandanas. We're supposed to wear those silly things to promote Double Vipers, but I wouldn't be caught dead wearing that. We're curious about that game actually. Ash Bisson, one of the game's characters, has been murdered. A video game character has been murdered? Are you the joke police or something? No, Ash Bisson is a former hoodlum who is now apparently a character in Double Vipers. Look, I don't know anything about Double Vipers, except that it's the most popular machine in here, which keeps my boss happy. Apart from that, I just work here. Babysitting a bunch of kids at the arcade is my career. I'm saving for college. Now, if that's everything, I gotta get back to work. Someone's jammed chewing gum into the magical ride machine. Kids, you know them. What's with this? Take you straight because it has blood on it. I'll get right to the point, Katarina. That blood on those tickets is a match for the victim. Which means his killer was present at that amusement establishment. Oh, good to know. So, we have another crime scene on our hands. But why was the killer at the arcade? Could it have something to do with that video game, Double Vipers? Well, Katarina, I can feel that question. As you might have guessed, those tickets can be exchanged for prizes. The more points a player scores in a game, the more tickets they receive. And Amir tells me this particular strip was printed from the Weirder Stuff machine, and these numbers represent the highest score in the game. Which means that the killer plays that game. So our killer slashed the victim, then casually went to play video games? That's harsh. Even I wouldn't do it. In any case, these tickets prove your killer is an ace player of Weirder Stuff. Oh my gosh. Weirder Stuff was already mentioned in Conspiracy, but then in Supernatural we found out that the Weirder Stuff was written by After Darkwood and that the movie was being filmed and all that, but I didn't know that it was mentioned even in Conspiracy. Wow. And I know weirder stuff is supposed to be a reference to Stranger Things. Well, it's game over for the killer, Katarina. Their high score on weirder stuff has given them away. Good idea. If the killer went from Bronson Lane to the arcade, we can backtrack their steps. Let's return to the murder scene. You killed Ash and then you just went on to play games at the arcade. Like nothing happened. Why do I need a scooter? Sharp eyes, Katarina. Someone's written Ash's name on that newspaper. I imagine there's more written underneath that green powder. Let's gather it up. But why do you think this scooter belongs to our victim, Katarina? Oh right, it has one of those vanity plates where you use numbers as letters. Let's see, 5 must be S, and 3 would be E. That makes it Ash rules. Heh, right. I assumed Ash would be the motorcycle type. Anyway, let's unlock that scooter's storage compartment and search his belongings. Well, I kinda expected, if he is a motorcycle type that he would drive a chopper and not a scooter. Okay, let's collect some of these bits from the newspaper. Armored vehicle hijacked at gunpoint. Ash, if this is... But I can't read it. The message on the newspaper reads, Ash, if this was you, I swear I'll skin you alive. What's that article about? Oh, it says someone hijacked an armored vehicle. I'm not the only one skeptical about Ash's change of heart. Someone thought he might have been responsible for this. Good idea, Katarina. That green powder you collected from the newspaper might give us some answers. Let's put it under a microscope. It says armored truck and the picture showed cops. So this has something to do with the officer, with our suspect list. Officer Cooper. Well, anyway, let's unlock the thing on the scooter. I haven't seen this kind of puzzle in a while. Did I do something wrong? No, it's 4. Six. 4. 9, 9, 5. An urn? What the heck is a cremation urn doing in Ash's scooter? Do you think there's actual human ashes inside it, Katarina? Well, I hate to say it, but let's open it up. Oh, I didn't see that engraving. Ash to ashes, dust to dust. That play of words with the victim's name is a definite threat. We should probably open this urn up. How about we let Rupert take care of that instead, Katarina? Well, don't want to interrupt anybody who's supposed to be in there. If I could say interrupt. Alright, 24 hours. Alright, let's analyze this. Metal polish, 4 guns. Officer Cooper. That green powder you collected on the newspaper is gun polish residue, Katarina. I should have known. It's a standard Greensboro Police Department issue. So that threat to Ash was left on the newspaper by a policeman, along with their gun polish. Wait a minute. You don't think this message was written by Officer Cooper, do you? Let's ask him about it and see. There's no point speculating. Let's ask Officer Cooper himself. Okay. Alright, what do you have to say for this, officer? You're just in time, Lisbeth or Katarina. I'm going off duty, heading to the arcade to beat my weirder stuff score. It's sort of a guilty pleasure of mine. Funny you should mention weirder. Before you clock out, we wanted to ask you about this newspaper article. Did you suspect Ash Bissett of hijacking that truck? Yes, I wrote that. That robbery had Ash Bissett written all over it. I nearly spilled my turmeric spice latte when I read that story. That heat is exactly the kind of stunt Ash would pull. He was always up to something, but I could never prove anything. No wonder I can't sleep at night. You can dress them up with microbreweries or video games, but a leopard can't change its spots, Lisbeth and Katarina. Once a gang member, always a gang member. The guy's been dogging me for years. It sort of sounds like you had a name for Ash, Officer Cooper. Are you questioning my professionalism? I am not the criminal here. I'll find the evidence of Ash's crimes. Mark my words. Man, you do have some grudge against Ash, and you are our #1 suspect now. What's this cremation urn supposed to mean? And is somebody in there? You can relax, Katarina. There weren't any human ashes inside that cremation urn, which is rather a letdown. I was relishing the challenge of a posthumorous analysis. We're sorry to disappoint, Rupert. So the urn was empty? No, inside was a grain-like substance, brown in color. The rest here turned out to be yeast, but with traces of green tea. For that I have no explanation. The beer with the green tea which Troy mentioned. Yeast residue with traces of green tea? Where have we heard that before? From Troy. Of course, Katarina, that's a special blend of yeast Troy Cassidy uses at his microbrewery. Troy claimed he and Ash had buried the hatchet, but this thread says otherwise. It's time for another war with the former gang leader. Alright, let's go to Troy. Please, better Katarina. Can we make this quick? I'm closing up early after everything that's happened. I'm gonna go clear my head playing a little weirder stuff. You're not going anywhere until you explain this cremation urn you gave to Ash. You said you guys were friends. We were friends, but Ash betrayed my trust. He hooked me up with a new supplier, selling everything from malt to the turmeric for my spice latte. All at really good prices. It didn't take me long to realize the goods were stolen. Oh. So Ash was still getting his hands dirty, and in return you threatened to kill him? Man, do you know how many sleepless nights I spent worrying the police would trace the stolen goods back to me? He deserved a warning. A warning maybe, but if it turns out you made good on your threat and eliminated your former rival once and for all, your legitimate business days are finished. And given that you weren't aware that Ash was murdered at your doorstep, that only makes you suspicious. Chris Person's game war might have ended years ago, Katarina, but apparently Ash wouldn't let go of the past. Sure, he and his former cohort, Big Baby, had apparently gone straight with that video game of theirs. But Troy, Ash's former rival, was angry his so-called friend was putting his business at risk, selling him stolen goods. I guess Officer Cooper is right. A leopard really can't change its spots. Katarina, you have to get back to the microbrewery now. What is it, Gloria? What's going on? It's Ash's girlfriend. She and Troy are about to have a fist fight. Oh, what's that about? Alright, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna continue playing in chapter 3. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!